like make videos and share what I'm comfortable with sharing, and definitely what my heart desires. So I was talking with Spirit, and I was guided to the Eight of Cups, the Temperance, and the Eight of Torches. Okay, so with the Eight of Cups, it was walking away, difficult choices, withdrawal, and abandonment. So it's basically like we're no longer in this daydream. And I think of the moon card when I say that. There's no daydream, there's no lustfulness, there's no illusions that we are like looking out of. There's nothing veiling us anymore. There's nothing that we don't know. Yeah, there's nothing that we don't know, right? We know everything that we need to know. We know things without even knowing how we know certain things. And the thing is, I know I still have a lot to learn. It's more so like, you ever just get like random information and like a downloads, bestowed knowledge? Do you ever just get that and then you're like, what? And then you start to acknowledge how powerful and how like strong you are. And not only you, because you were like able to go through your experiences and like you were able to overcome them. Like, that is your strength. That is my strength. That is our strength. We're strong. And sometimes I don't click it, or not click it, but I guess I kind of just see it as, okay, I'm strong, like I got myself through it. But no, it's like, I'm strong. I am a strong human being. I am a strong divine being. So I need to give myself a little bit more appreciation in that aspect of me being myself. Then I started reading about what it has to say about the Eight of Cups, and it's basically saying like, all right, we went through whatever path, right? We're on our own separate divinely guided path, right? But then we might have made a choice, or like a handful of choices, but then we realize we're like in this present moment, right? And then we see like, okay, this is where I'm at here. This, my choices, my actions, my decisions, my thoughts, my processes, my everything has brought me here. My reactions, my actions, and the way that I treat others, the way that I treat myself, everything. So I'm like, okay. And also like experiences, people that I've encountered, that has brought me here. So I'm like, okay, this is here. Am I okay with here? Am I satisfied with here? And not like, oh my god, like I'm never not satisfied with myself. I guess it's just that like, I'm satisfied with the person that I'm learning to become. It's kind of weird. Not weird, but it's just different. It's different getting to know who I am. This person. It's a little bit of walking away from people, places, things that no longer serve me. And then there's pen on my shirt. That no longer serve me, and even like some of my own behaviors that I'd seen that were not leading me to do anything great. They were leading me to kind of be the bare minimum of myself. They were leading me to be just like this version of me that had no realistic way of like being there for herself, that had no way of loving herself in some way, shape, or form. And then forgiveness, forgiving those people that have hurt me, forgiving the people that have hurt me, forgiving the people that have hurt me, forgiving the people that have hurt me, and also forgiving myself, because I realize too, like, people hurt me and I hurt people. You know, it's like the hurt people, healed people, heal people, or like healing people. Yeah, I don't know. But forgiving myself in those sentiments too, because I have hurt people and I don't like that. I don't like that interpretation of myself. I don't like how I was so, I want to say, suffocated by my own human self, by my own traumas, that I like, and I've like had to learn how to walk away from like a victim mentality, the victim mentality, the mentality of thinking that I'm not good enough, the mentality of thinking that I'm not worthy enough, the mentality of thinking that like I'm stuck, that like I can't move, but I can always move. If I can move my physical body, I'm not stuck. My mind is what's causing me to feel like I'm stuck. So as life was just like this endless journey of learning and healing, and being more your authentic self, we need to think about like and being the judge of our own lives. And this means evaluating our lives, evaluating what we're doing that's helping us move forward, and what are we still doing that is still holding us back. For me, I go into this sense of holding myself back because I feel like I'm not ready, because I feel like I can't move forward, you know, that stuck feeling. And I'm like, no, like, let's be optimistic, let's be positive, let's leave those lacking mentality, walk away from it. That's the difficult choice too, because you get so like comfortable in this comfortability and normalness of what you know, what I know, what anybody knows. We get comfortable, and I'm like, I'm comfortable, like I'm grateful, I'm blessed, but I'm comfortable. And comfortable is not like a way of necessarily like living. I feel like you gotta be uncomfortable in a good way, not uncomfortable like I'm hanging out with a person, I feel uncomfortable and I don't feel safe. Uncomfortable in the way like I just did that when I used to tell myself I couldn't do that, or I used to tell myself that I shouldn't do that, or I used to tell myself fear, and I'm like, why fear, you know? And now I can see that, thank you, son. Now I can see that I'm more than strong, I'm more than capable of moving forward. I am more than capable of having a stance, stability, beliefs, principles for myself. There's this thing that I came across when I was on Pinterest one day, and it said, you essentially stand on what you believe, and you believe what you stand on. So I'm like, okay, my beliefs, my principles, and what I'm standing up for is me. And I'm just learning, I'm figuring it out. Like, I don't have everything figured out. And sometimes I get a little hard on myself for that. And it's completely okay to not have everything figured out. Because you know what? If I don't have everything figured out right now, I can take steps to figuring things out. I can take steps to move forward. I can take steps. You can take steps to a greater beyond, to a greater like vibration, to a consciousness where you are not living in fear, where you're not living with worries or anxieties, a world and a life of non-stagnation, a journey that actually allows you to be yourself, a journey that actually lets you love yourself despite of all those veils, despite of what people told you, despite of how many people have told you that you are not perfect, despite all of that, you like, because this is the thing though, growing up I would always get comments, I would always get statements, words used, and those words and statements hurt me, and they hurt the way that I loved myself. They hurt the way that I loved myself. They hurt the way that I spoke to myself. They hindered the way that I looked at life, the way my interpretations were, the way that I was negative, in the way that I was undermining myself, in the way that I was not believing in myself. And what I can say is, moving forward, regardless of how many disappointments, or regardless of how many betrayals, regardless of how much pain, and regardless of how many people hurt me and how many people I encounter that are not good for me, I'm still moving forward. I'm still moving forward. You know, this thing we call time, it'll never pause for us. This thing we call life, it'll never pause for us. Unless take a moment of silence. But it's just endless. It'll continue going further, 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 further. Everything keeps evolving. Everything keeps changing. The world here, nature, Mother Nature will continue to exist and also continue to change. Evolution within us humans, within us species, within us everything. So all I can say is that everything's gonna be okay. Everything is going to be okay. It doesn't matter how many times you feel like you don't deserve it. It doesn't matter how many times you feel like you are not worthy of moving forward and not letting your past define you. My past does not define the person that I am today. I guess it's kind of contradicting, because my past kind of does define the person that I am today. My past has made these experiences, made these people, places, and things, you know, collaborate with me. I collaborated with it because it was me. Like, it was another version of me, an essence of me, you know. And essentially I learned from that. I grew from it. I can develop more of a sense of like self-worth and self-establishment, a stability within myself. But yeah, like, it doesn't, my past doesn't define me, right? It doesn't. I want to say, like, my past doesn't define me in the essence of the bad, and the bad, like the, like bad choices that I've made, the decisions that were not right, but the decisions that were like negative, low vibrational. And so now I'm like, all right, that does not define me, because I'm not gonna let the person that I was before contradict the person, like not contradict, but kind of like manipulate the person that I am today, because we can all change. We have the ability to change. We're humans. We're human species evolve naturally. It's in our character, it's in our DNA, it's in our persona, it's in our soul, it's in our essence to evolve and change. Nothing will ever stay the same. This can be for an object. There's I don't know, I'm trying to think of it, like everything has like a set way of being through change. We're accustomed to change. So I also want to say that who I am today is because of me and because of those experiences, but more so because of me, because of what I did with those experiences. For the longest time, I only held in my emotions. For the longest time, I didn't want to talk about certain events that happened to me, or I didn't even know how to wrap my mind around them. But now I'm like, no. I know who I am. I don't know where I'm going. The unknown is scary. The unknown is beautiful. The unknown is something divine, and it's divinely guided. It's the journey. The unknown will take you through places that will probably make you feel high. Then you have lows, and then you'll have those highs again. And sometimes we just have a medium day. Sometimes we just have a medium day where it wasn't so high and it wasn't so low, but I still feel good. And it's a medium day. It's a medium day. So the person that I was before has built me to become this newer version of myself, more authentic version of myself, more within. And I've evolved. I've changed and I've grown, and I'm learning every single day. Several days later, and I didn't film the outro, but I do want to say that we got this. We're powerful, we're courageous, we're strong, and most importantly, we're choosing ourselves. So keep pushing through and keep showing up for yourself in any way that works for you. You got this.